different sorts of fitness fall off in different sorts of ways.
Yeah.
Right?
So if you think of it in terms of how long it takes to cultivate that type of fitness, it basically evaporates at the same rate. So if it takes you 30 days of long slow distance work to push your aerobic capacity up to a certain point, it'll take you roughly 30 days to return to where you were, give or take. So just know that if an energy system is slow to build, it's also slow to fade, and then that goes counter that. The quicker it builds, the quicker it fades. So sprint work, you can drum up some good sprint fitness in 5 to 7 hard workouts spread over the course of 10 days, and you can lose it just as quickly.
Oh, darn
By
it.
the next Saturday, it's gone.
Not all of it, of course, but yeah, it starts to decline.
Yeah.
So I looked at, so if we look at training residuals for aerobic endurance, so just, aerobic capacity, but at low intensity, that's the one that takes a long time to dissipate. And they put hard numbers on these, but of course they're not hard numbers. So 30 days plus or minus 5 days. So over the course of 25 to 35 days, you're probably going to return to baseline, is the science anyway. So in order to maintain that, you simply need maybe 1, even 2 multi-hour rides a week. What multi-hour is going to depend on what you've adapted to. So for some riders, a weekend 2-hour ride is a pretty hefty training stimulus. For others, that's a spin in the park. It's a noodle fest. So this guy probably needs 5 and 6 hour rides, and I don't know if he has that much time.
Really tough.
But if all he's looking to do is maintain it, maybe he can get out there and do a solid 3 or 4 hour ride. Maybe he can come into it in a depleted state in terms of carbohydrate stores and further the stimulus that he's trying to achieve.
Will not make it easier if you do that, but
no, it gets pretty uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And then your aerobic or your anaerobic capacity, so the high end of things, takes on the order of 18 plus or minus 4 days. So 22 down to 14 days.
Yeah.
So a couple weeks, 3 weeks. But to touch that up, 1 time a week, do a workout that has some hard 30 to 60 second, 45-second efforts.
Spanish needle sort
once
of
a week.
stuff.
Yeah, that's if you're looking for anaerobic capacity, I would do something that had a lot more rest, a lot more recovery between intervals, so you can really hit it hard, really recharge, really hit it hard. So long breaks between efforts.
Cool.
And then muscle endurance is your threshold and sweet spot stuff. 15 plus or minus 5 days. So again, couple 3 weeks ish. But again, all it takes to maintain that fitness is a workout a week. So throw in a 2x20, a 2x20 threshold workout, or even 90% sweet spot sort of workout. You're going to maintain most of those gains. And then sprint, like I said, it's super rapid. You can spend 5 days, and then the residuals here is 5 plus or minus 3 days. So you start to lose it after just a couple of days, at the end of a week, you're back to where you were, unless you stay on top of it.
Yeah.
That's the idea. You can't just build it up and then hope that it hangs on. And these things don't hang on for very long. But the way I broke this down is if he does a single multi-hour ride, so say he manages to work in a 6-hour ride or a 5-hour ride at about 60%. FTP, that's 180 TSS.
Yeah.
If he gets in 1 anaerobic capacity workout, and we do those all the time, right? Inside of an hour or 2, they're about 80 TSS rides. And then he does a muscle endurance ride, a 2x20. Again, about an 80 TSS ride, give or take. And then he does a single sprint session. You can keep the TSS way down on a sprint session. Make them real short, just really hit it and quit it, and maybe 50 TSS.
Yep.
All of which totals 390 TSS. He said he's got, on the weekend he can do 300 to 400 TSS. And I know we're only talking TSS here. We're not talking time, and time is the big issue. But if he can do that, and he lumps, say, the long ride and the muscle endurance, the 2x20, into a single ride on a Saturday, and then on Sunday does his sprint and his anaerobic capacity work, I mean, that's something. It's still, I mean, their residuals or their training benefits, forms of fitness that are being touched up in a couple days back to back. So it's probably not going to work ideally. It's not going to be the best way to approach it. But if that's the situation he's in and he's only got those 2 days, there is a way to get everything jammed into those 2 days and probably see less of a decline in fitness than he would see if he just goes out and does a couple group rides.
And just rides, yeah.
Or a couple, long, slow distance rides by himself.
So I'm going to recap a couple options. So basically, he could do the long multi-hour rides on the weekend, or on the weekend, and if you can train during the week, then you would have a 60-minute workout, a 60 or 45-minute workout on the 2x20, depending on how you structure.
I don't think anything other than that long multi-hour ride on the weekend needs to be longer than an hour. And in fact, the sprint workout could be a half-hour workout.
Yeah. So you'd have basically a 60-minute workout or 2 60-minute workouts during the week, and then maybe even a 30 or 45-minute workout that you would have during the week as well.
Yep.
So, or
but
try to
if
squeeze
he has
it all
to jam it all in a weekend, start with that. Actually, you might start with the harder, maybe shift to Saturday, your sprint workout and your anaerobic capacity workout, and then come back Sunday and just do a long ride, and know that somewhere within that long ride, done at roughly 60% of threshold, just a butter burner, put in a couple 20-minute solid efforts near threshold.
Yep.
You can jam it all in there. And like I said, the outcome is not going to be ideal, but if I were coaching you, this is what I would try.
Yeah.
For a couple months probably.
That's pretty sweet. I bet hopefully when you were listening to this, you were taking notes just now, because that's pretty cool to get basically that sort of prescription kind of laid out. And it all makes sense. And it's basically what we try to do with the training plan when we're training somebody. It's just, and as you can see, you can only train so much in terms of what your body can sustain or what time you have.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Jonathan.
And I'm Pete.
And if you like this video, you should subscribe to our channel, because there's a lot more where that came from. And you can give it a thumbs up.
Yeah, if there's something you didn't like, give it a thumbs down. And if you would have done something differently, let us know in the comments below.
Absolutely. And if you want to become a faster cyclist, you should head over to TrainerRoad.com. It works. That's how Pete's fast.
Yeah, 100%.